guys, welcome to another episode of Grace and Grounds. Today I am going to be chatting on my thoughts about screen time. I know it can be such a touchy subject. When I first started sharing about screen time, how I feel about screen time, and our new journey of going screen-free or doing like the screen-free detox, always made it a point to be sure that it is known that I am only speaking from my perspective, because that's all I can do. I can only speak about the experiences that my family has, but I wanted to give a PSA that I do not judge anyone else for what they do or don't do with their families. The information that was given to me and laid on my heart, and that was the reason for the changes that we made. Definitely have had my share of the passive aggressive remarks and whatnot, and you know what, that's fine. I can only talk about what it's done for us, my experience with it, and my thoughts on it have changed. We first went screen free. I was heavily using the TV every single day. There were days where I felt like the TV was on the whole entire day, and it probably was, and it's something that I was really not proud of. I really needed that push from someone, which it ended up being our pediatrician, who we just love and adore, who was like, hey, I think your kids would really benefit from trying a screen detox. I really had a hard time when she first suggested that to me. I needed someone to say that to me, because we see the statistics every day. We see them everywhere. We have come such a long way in knowing like how much is too much, and the different kinds of screen time, and just what it can do to our children. And there's really no denying it when it comes down to attitudes and brain and just so much. So initially we were challenged to do a 90-day screen detox. My kids already don't use a tablet or iPad or anything like that. So for us, it was strictly the TV. And so that's initially what we did. We did 90 days. We did beyond that. And fast forward to now, I have a lot more different feelings around screen time than I did before. Still do not do the tablet thing. We don't do iPads, nothing like that. But when it comes to TV, my thoughts have changed a little bit. In a perfect world, we would have zero screen time, and we would always be engaged in doing things with our kids 24/7. No chores to tend to, no errands to run, like none of those things. In a perfect world, like it sounds so wonderful, screen free. And again, I want to say I have friends that are screen free. I have friends that use a lot of screens. I have friends that are very low screen. And I feel like I'm falling more in the middle to lower end these days. And let me tell you why. I think that there are some key factors in whether or not it's really like an attainable goal to set for yourself, and really like if it's something that is going to work for your family. Some of us don't have a village. We don't have help. We don't have a partner that comes home from work every night. Our husbands can be gone for a week at a time, or whatever the scenario is, right? And so in those cases, which I found myself in that box quite a bit the last several months, which has, in turn reframed the way that I feel about things. I think of screen time now as more of a tool, something that is more purposeful. And I say that in comparing to myself a year ago, where I felt completely out of control and I had no boundaries. I had zero boundaries around TV time at a certain point, and I was in a very, very hard season of motherhood, and being challenged to do a screen detox really forced me to kind of like look at myself and look at the mother that I was and wanted to be. But also now, a year later, coming out on the other side of it, I have found that there can be balance and there can be value, and it can prove to be a tool as long as you don't let it get away from you. I have found a lot of grace for myself in this season, and I say myself because, again, I have never thought twice about what someone else does for their children, what they do or what they don't do. But for myself, I have found that it can be educational, it can be helpful, it can be a tool. You just can't let that get away from you, because it's very easy to turn the TV on and walk away and go get caught up in what you want to do, right? But it can definitely be a tool. If you are a stay-at-home mother and you just need like 5 minutes, you have a 20-minute phone call with your kid's doctor where you need no interruptions, you need to cook dinner and you need to keep your toddlers safely out of the kitchen. Like, those are just some scenarios that I can think about that relate to my life, in where, yes, we have had the TV on. We've had days where the TV's not on at all. We've had days where the TV's on a little bit in the morning and that's it. And then there has been days where it's like been on a little bit more than I wanted to, but nothing like it used to be. And my thoughts and feelings around screen time and its uses has been a lot different. And I think that, you know, as good natured as someone is saying, you know, like, oh, you should be completely screen free, be wonderful, it doesn't work for everyone. We know that. Like I said, I don't judge what anyone else chooses to do. If we could be completely screen free, would I do that? Yes, I absolutely would. But the season that I'm in, it is a tool. And, you know, we pick and choose. We're very picky about the things that we will watch. Everyone's different, you know. Some people can handle a lot more than others. I always say I'm in such a season. I have twin toddlers. I am alone a majority of the time. So breaks and help are not in abundance. So for me, that is something that I have given myself a lot of grace around. But I do have rules, like, you know, there's no TV before we do our schoolwork. If it's nice outside, we go outside. But I also believe we can have the balance of, like, you know, as an adult, I love to unwind and watch something. I never get to watch anything nowadays. It's always kids stuff or kid related. You know, like, I love to have like a little bit of like movie time, quality time with my son, which we did yesterday. We cleaned his room together, and then we spent some quality time together watching Charlie Brown. Like, you know, worse things have happened. So everyone just has to do what is right for them. But knowing all of these statistics and things around screen time has made me be a lot more intentional with it. And it is not the first thing that I go to. It is not a habit of turning the TV on as soon as we wake in the morning. And so, yeah, that is where I've gone. I've been all over the spectrum of really heavy screen time that I'm not proud of, to no screen time at all, to now like, okay, I've got a happy medium and it makes sense for us and our family, and that's all anyone has to do. So I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. If you're a screen-free family or low screen, do you do iPads or tablets? Do you just do TV like us? Or what your thoughts are? Thank you guys so much for joining me today.